once again, it is Various Fields. I am Hayes Smith the Fields III.
I'm Hazen Fields II.
I'm Lex.
And I want to wish one and all of you a very happy new year. This will be the last episode of the year. And I know that everyone is probably thinking about their New Year's resolutions, so I want to at least give you guys a moment. Like, what do you guys have any particular resolutions that you guys have in mind?
That's a good one.
Resolutions.
I feel like this is everybody's the standard, but I really am trying to do the whole workout thing again. You know, at least there's that whole like joke about like, oh, you go in the gym for 2 weeks and everyone leaves. I at least want to do the 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like at least do that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I think like similarly, I'm working out, trying to lose more weight is what I'm going for. But mainly, I really want to do more reading. I enjoy reading, and I don't have enough time to read oftentimes, because we get so busy. But 2026, get some more reading done.
Nice.
Very nice.
What about yourself?
For myself, I want to say that I would like to actually pursue more creative ambitions myself. Now I have a little bit more time on my hands nowadays, so I'm actually trying to delve into a lot of other avenues to put more stuff out there for myself. But I know a lot of people also like if there's any type of like character arcs that you guys want to go through in terms of like self-improvement. Like I know people have gone through a lot of mental health, looking out for themselves, not just physically but like mentally as well. All right, if there's any other aspects that you see a desire to improve upon in your life.
I mean, I think I said this last time. These last episodes were on a break a little bit, but I've gotten back into therapy again. So that might be my 4th or 5th session maybe since I got back into it. And last time I got into it was nothing bad. It just was like hard to keep up with because of like money and then like this. But now it's much closer. It's in person. It's very easy for me to access that kind of thing. So I like to try to stay in therapy, and it's not like small. I guess like half PSA for the audience. I feel like sometimes there's still stigmatism is a I thing.
No,
there's still stigma around. There's still stigma around therapy and mental health sometimes, and I don't think I have anything particularly crazy going on with me, but it's like I see it much like working out or just being healthy in general. So it's like I'm starting here and just want to see where it can take me and just go and just have a place to like talk and soundboard and all that kind of stuff. But I mainly just trying to stick with that as long as I can as well.
Yeah, and what you done?
Well, I don't know if it's the same vein, but I've been doing a lot more theater. I wanted to focus in on getting my resume out and to the different things. I've been doing a lot of stage stuff, but I want to do more commercial stuff, even voiceovers and things of that nature. I've been looking more into that and hoping those doors open.
Have you had a chance, like I know on Facebook there are sometimes random casting calls that pop up from time to time. There was actually one that came back to me. I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, but apparently there's an interview that will be a part of on Monday for a casting call for either the Bear or some other third thing that they have as an option.
Bears?
No, not
sorry.
No,
sorry.
not the Bears.
Sorry.
The Bears. No. I mean, like there's a casting call that went out recently for the Hulu series.
The Bear.
The Bear, right?
Okay.
So it was just a nice little thing. I gave it a shot, and I've worked in the kitchen before, so I figured I had enough experience.
All right.
I wanted to see what would happen. But I know, aside from all the improvements that we all do for ourselves, I know there's a lot of different traditions. Making a resolution for one of them, and I kind of got me thinking into like what traditional, I guess, well-being would have been. Have we always had a history of making resolutions, or has there always been a history of better improvement? I know that we were raised on the concept of chivalry, and stuff like that, and like we had a whole lot of other fields, sayings and stuff like that we were raised up
Very
on.
Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, very Knights of the Round Table, right? But that was the reason why I was actually kind of thinking about it. Like, is itself chivalry still something that should be practiced today, like as a whole concept? Like, don't get me wrong, like I still believe that we're betterment of other people and sharing and doing the right thing towards others is right. But is that strictly chivalrous, or is that just common courtesy nowadays? Is it by definition chivalrous just to open up a door toward a person?
So are you asking me if chivalry is dead?
Dun,
Third intro title of the.
Interesting. I've got in front of me the actual definition from the Oxford The medieval, for chivalry, is the medieval knightly system with its religious, moral, and social code. The historical knights, noblemen, and horsemen collectively, I fought against the cream of French chivalry. And then they got another phrase here: the combination of qualities expected of an ideal knight, especially courage, honor, courtesy, justice, and a readiness to help the weak. Now, I think what happens in current society when we talk about chivalry, we often speak of how men traditionally are being chivalrous towards women. The etiquette that exists within that. I think that's what we are. I don't
The
know.
colloquialism, as they say, right?
Yeah. I don't know if we're getting into the courageousness of a knight of old, but I guess there's aspects of that that enters that in terms of how we treat people. Treating people kindly and this and the other. We attribute it, of course, the definition attributed to the medieval knight as a code. But I think as human beings, as people that are here, we're on this earth together. I think we should always try to do right by our fellow man, our fellow citizen.
No, of course.
Be kind and all that. And I will say this: I knew chivalry is connected to knighthood, and this. I guess I didn't know the exact definition was like a straight up a code. This is a weird association. You might want to know this. So you also can correct me if you know what this is. Is that the same, like similar to like Bushido? Isn't Bushido like because Bushido's like the code of like samurai?
Bushido is the way of samurai.
Would you say?
I don't know how exactly similar they are.
I just never made the correlation, but
right.
like, is Bushido?
I mean, like, there are similarities, but I don't know all of them. Like, back in my hand,
or it's like a line or something.
I'm not familiar with that.
Bushido, as far as like very, very, very loosely, and if people again on the comments and let me know, correct me. I'm pretty sure Bushido's like, this is. I'm making so many loose connections, but it's a code of something of like what is it? The many virtues, and also similar to like kind of Ten Commandment-y, but just a list effectively of like things that that how samurai should operate and like to be a good samurai, but also usually more like a mental thing, less like hey swing your sword, but it's more like I don't want to say meditate because that feels very just baseline, but it's usually like there are virtues attributed to Bushido, something like patience, something like good work ethic, something like that. And I just didn't know, going back to chivalry, that chivalry was also defined as a code. So that was the connection.
Interesting.
So I just wasn't sure if there was like a list of chivalrous things.
It seems like all these guys that wield a sword, they have a collective mindset of trying to be,
try to be decent.
Before you utilize your sword.
Oh, I'm so sorry. After you. First wing. You got me. All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know, like, back in the day, like, you definitely have to, like, be wary because a lot of people might have just said it was an intimidation weapon back. It was like, before the gun.
The sword.
The sword.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it is, right? But like, you have to find a way, like, I bear you no harm, I bear you no ill will, yada yada yada. So so naturally, if you're wearing one on the side as a side piece, right, you have to at least show to your fellow man or woman that you are going to be like, oh no, I'm here to protect you, or at least try to care for your betterment. I'm not just going to be throwing this around back and forth.
So this must be what chivalrous means then, or that's what chivalry is then.
I mean,
is it being very chill?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I won't lie.
That would be chivalry. Chivalry. No, I think that in today's society, anyone that would have a sword on their hip would leave me less confidence than no, I'm here for you, don't worry about it. That's a very odd weapon to be making me feel good. But you were kind of delving into the concept of the social construct of chivalry as we see it today.
Yeah.
And you were questioning, should we or shouldn't we, or is it, so what's your thought?
Yeah, well, I guess it's more the fact of like, every once in a while, the only time you ever really hear it is if you're like opening up a door for another person, or if you're pulling out the seat for a young lady. You know what I mean? So, not saying that you don't do these things for individuals, but just because that's all that is given credence to, right? Should we just consider that, being well-mannered? Or is it now under the umbrella of chivalry, or should we just take out chivalry altogether and just call it, good towards your fellow man?
I mean, I guess it's Well, and I guess in the terms of just being kind, despite the joke I made, just being very chill, being like just considerate. I think it's like considerate and empathy seems like the main thing, and then acting upon that. But I don't know the what has been taken away from chivalry. So I don't know like the original. All right, this is actually because if it was a Knights of Round Table thing, I'm assuming it was more than opening doors. I would imagine.
Yes.
So it's
yes.
like there's probably has like an original chivalry, like this is how to be chivalrous and what it is now. I don't know what.
I mean, there is a list
Ooh,
from
a
what
list.
I'm aware
I love
of.
lists.
You love
And I'm grabbing all this from Wiki, so we can all find out how accurate this actually is. But from the original translation of Old French, it actually meant horse soldiery, from chivalry, Chavalerie, chivalry, right? And the Ten Commandments of apparently there was a pioneering French literary historian, Leon Gauthier, right, who had a 10 Commandments of chivalry. Yeah, you're right. You
Okay.
had
All right, so go on.
it was a 10. Thou shalt believe all that the church teaches, and thou shalt observe all its directions.
Yeah.
Thou shalt defend the church. Thou shalt respect all witnesses. Thou shalt constitute thyself the defender of them. Thou shalt love the country in which thou wasn't born. Thou wast born. Thou was born. Yeah. Thou shalt not recoil before thine enemy. Thou shalt make war against the infidel without cessation and without mercy. Thou shalt perform scrupulous thy feudal duties, if they be not contrary to the laws of God. Thou shalt never lie. Thou shalt remain faithful to the pledged word. Thou shalt be generous and give largesse to everyone. Thou shalt be everywhere and always the champion of right and the good against injustice and evil.
That is
that's
hilarious. Someone really needed to proofread that because
Right.
like. Without getting into like the big like the deepness of the religion, and some people are religious, some people aren't. I get the general vibe of what he was going for.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Right.
The seventh one in really seemed like he slipped it in.
Yeah,
It really
it
seemed
said-
like it's like, hey, be good, be kind. Hey, listen to God. Also, make sure you take down all your enemies. And I'm like, oh my God, who did that?
Yeah.
So, like it continues to say, like in fact there was no such medieval list, but Gautier's efforts was a series of moral bullet points he abstracted. His broad readings from the 12th and 13th century romances. So he picked up an Arthurian book, or probably just some
Right.
fable, right, and said, "Oh yeah, this is a relevant topic. This is a binding."
The Spartan.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, these are actually literal bullet points. This is a little scary. Well, you know, but I think more popularly, you know, now I think because we're going back to a time where now, mind you, to all the people that are watching, we recognize they're all men talking at this table, and we are actively looking right now for what we call fields reporters, and we're looking for some feminine energy in this room, so that we get perspectives other than this very masculine ideas. And I know I'm an older guy, and I deal a great deal with gender, you know, what I would call what was that? Equality. No, Nels was wanting to make sure I said equality. No, I knew equality. No, listen, I'm born in 1963. Nels is right to be careful. Watch what this guy might say. You know? No, equality, yes. But you know, there were ideas of what men and women did. You know,
Gender roles have changed.
Gender roles. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm aware of that. But those things have changed from the days of medieval times, and I think the ideas of what have changed with it because I'm reading some of the things. You know, when it says chivalry towards young women and all women in modern times means showing respect, kindness, and protection, often through actions like opening doors, offering your coat, listening actively, and making them feel safe and valued as equals, not implying fragility. And that was in the days of old. We would do things like, let me open the door for you, and and it kind of implied, there was courtesy involved, but there was a little bit of women being the weaker vessel energy going on with it. And I think those things have changed. I think as it should be, women are recognizing, like, listen, you need to value my thoughts and my opinions, and I can do this just like you.
Sorry, this is a very random thought, but I was just like, I wonder if that also had anything to do with automatic doors. I don't know if the Chivalry diamond just like also atomic. Like, what was this?
Like the hand and the door opens magically.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Look, it's automation. Once again, it's the robot that is taking over society. No, but it goes on. It's about being a courteous gentleman who serves and honors, not just performing outdated gestures with modern expectations, including both men and women, upholding virtues like courage, justice, and respect in all aspects of life. I agree with that.
Yeah, so here's a question, because I guess I knew this, but I didn't, because chivalry is one of those words, especially when I was younger, maybe, I don't know. Chivalry is one of those words that's kind of thrown around, you know what I mean? So I never knew it was like specific. I know it was associated with men. I didn't know it was like, I guess, limited to men in terms of, like, I'm not saying people can't be chivalrous of any gender or how they associate, but I guess I never knew, because that just seems like, again, is using be kind, be nice, and just chivalry is like, but for men, and that's the confusing part for me. Whereas
when we think of its origins, when we talk about knights and stuff like that, it wasn't often that a woman was a knight, and so there generally it was for men. In fact, you see certain things, and so it was a very we live in a patriarchal society, and if you think about how jacked up society has been, because a great deal of us, and this is not knocking men, but gee whiz, we've kind of did some bad stuff. There's been a lot of wars, and things.
Not great for branding.
Men being bad since the inception of time.
Oh my
I'm sorry. I was saying.
Right.
Men in.
Don't boo. You're right.
Men in. Okay. I'm sorry. It's bad when you do the joke twice.
No, it's fine.
Yes, horseshoe it in. No,
That was pretty good. That was very good.
Anyway, but here's some core principles, modern interpretation: respect and honor.
That'll do it.
Treating women with dignity, valuing their opinions, and recognizing their strengths and capabilities.
People.
Treating people.
Right.
But taking it from the concept of what it once was. But this is what we should do with people.
Okay, I agree. So, I guess going into the modern times now, as you said, things have changed over, and now we are all accepting each other as equals, right? Should or can women be chivalrous?
Yeah, I would hope. I
don't
know. Yes, I'm not sure in terms of definition. But like, that's what
right.
Well, like, so let's. I am now in a space of, like, I think etymology, where it is, where it's like there is a certain level, and I'm going
Old
again,
French horse soldiery.
That's where it originally came from. But I'm just saying the study. I do know, like, words do change, also technically dependent on, like, it is cultural application now. So I think everyone has a capability. Anybody has a capability to be respectful and generous and kind, and all the components of chivalry. But if a woman opens a door for you, do you be like, "God, listen, chivalrous, you're a woman." Like, that feels weird. So I'm assuming chivalry just can apply to anybody, at least in terms of modern time, right?
Yeah,
right?
a little bit. But there are some things that still hang on. Give you an example. There's a great thing. If you're walking in the street and the man is, and the woman is closer to the curb than the man.
You push them over to the inside.
You don't push them
you
over.
push them over to the inside.
No, that's
not physical.
No.
All right. So yes, no. The objective is to basically take the blunt of the blows, if there ever is one, right? If there happen to be an accident out in the middle of the street, right, you are allowed to have the young lady be on the inside of the sidewalk, so that way, if there was a bicyclist or, God forbid, a car that was attempting to go too fast, or probably even run into the sidewalk, it would be nice to actually move them out of the way.
Disagree.
You disagree?
No, there's a reason why, because we're talking about how chivalry has gone from its olden days to now, and I don't think this would have been part of chivalry if the cars happened back then. No, I'm just saying.
It'll probably be horses.
I'm not saying it's not polite to do so. I am saying I feel like that being. I just feel like maybe for a splash of a vehicle.
Right.
I feel like it's one of those things where like it's applied to men, but also it's kind of, you can hints the patriarchy in it because the confidence of men to be like, there's a car coming, I got this.
No, it's not. It wasn't so much for the.
I know.
It's not so much for you being like, I can step into a vehicle.
Move.
It was more.
But it's all
The car flips upwards.
That's what
Don't worry, young lady.
That's when the young lady's going, I wish I dated Magneto. No, I think, to his point, we're talking about the changing of times.
Right.
Victorian times, we think about the Victorian era, before we had indoor plumbing, people were just throwing garbage out in the street. And the horses were pooping out there. The sewer system in certain cities. It wasn't wonderful. So the concept of a carriage or a horse dropping by, going on, if in fact there was a street, was a sidewalk. That was like you were living.
I think it was the Romans though. The Romans and the Greeks. I think Romans did the early version of plumbing and sidewalks.
Well, yeah, but getting to Victorian, Victorian time, it wasn't like they had plumbing, but it wasn't like plumbing as we know it today. So Victorian times, a horse could hit a puddle and splash, and there's some idea of like, I don't want the poop to get on you. Right. I'll let it get on me.
Right.
Now we start to move forward. Now you got tractor trailers.
That's what I'm saying.
You stand aside. I'll take the blow of the Mack truck. I don't think that was it. But now I think it's more. I don't know. It's a courtesy that has no real purpose. It's like I don't know the purpose of if I'm walking in the street. But now, ladies, please write in. Because I may be saying something that really, again, if I'm at the, walking properly in the curb, and because I was born, long time, I believe in that. But sometimes I do things, like, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it, but it's like, you're safer here, and I'll say, after you, I'm going to stay at the side of it because, why? Why am I doing it?
Like, I can understand, for example, if someone, like, again, a motorist or anything like that, would try to let's snatch a purse or anything case like that. And I'm saying that specifically because I have seen random videos of like literally people drive by, grabbing the purse and just keep on going.
Wait a minute,
what I mean?
You're saying motorists?
Like in terms of like on a moped, a motorcycle, right? Or even like in a car, open window, like snatch.
So there are no left-handed criminals?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. So if there was I think it's more of the fact of like keeping them close by, keeping them away from danger, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think the wall is not gonna mug you, right? So
you never know.
But what street are you walking on? You know what I mean? If you
any street, I don't know. Crime Alley. What do you want me to say?
No,
Crime Alley have different problems. Oh no, I don't want my girlfriend to run into Batman.
No, but I'm saying, if you're walking down the street, I mean, it's a potential that you've got people on
either side.
So in other words, the curb. I'm more alarmed when the ladies let's say we're walking straight. Forward, north. Let's north, and the curb is on my right, and the ladies to my left, and I got people in New York City walking us. The more criminality might happen on our left side, where there's people walking by that might snatch a purse.
True.
If she's place
on the center of you.
I don't even know. Do women carry purses anymore? Because the purses.
Pocketbooks.
I mean, yeah, pocketbooks. Okay, so it's been a long time. So but you walk. Someone can rob her on the left.
I also think of the pocketbooks in the purses have updated like nunchucks. So no, I will say because I think now we're just getting the logistics of like traffic laws. I don't think it's the purpose of this. But I will say I think the biggest change to me, where I think either people talk. When people either have spoken against chivalry, and I'm not trying to speak for women, but like what I've heard from women more specifically, is I think it's more of people who I guess improperly call themselves gentlemen, or people who use the cover of being a gentlemanly, being a nice guy, being chivalrous. But there is the idea of like, oh, look at this, I opened a door for you. Ooh, look at this, I paid dinner for you. Ooh, look at this on the right side.
Right.
This means more, and it's like they use it as like exchange of services, or they use it expecting something else.
Right,
And I think that's the thing that has belittled the practicality, the goodness. I don't want to call it righteous, but like the inherent intentions of being respectful to people around you, and then being applied to dating. And I think the idea of that has been ruined by people who think doing those small acts means you deserve something for it. They treat it as transactional.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
and I think that's the thing. I will say there's certain like practical things where it's like, I was kind of joking about the automatic doors thing, but I know like, you know, you have before it's like, hey, go on the side and open the door before they enter the car. But also you just like beep beep, the door opens. You know, like I feel like you know.
Is that still chivalry? If you just have like a little fob, it's like
Maybe.
I got you, girl.
It's technology.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're gonna get Paul and Nell's opinions on this in a little bit, you know, because we're gonna ask you guys to shout it out there. Oh, in fact, I'll do it now. We talked about being chivalrous, being a gentleman. Give me your opinion. Let's talk the street thing. What did the you know, walking by the curb as a man? What's your thoughts on it? Let's go with Nell's first. Go ahead.
I've heard you're supposed to walk on the outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Walk on the inside.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, just selling her.
Selling her.
Oh my God.
She's
Wow. I did not hear that part before.
Wow, that's heavy.
42 years, that's what I heard.
Wow.
Walk on the inside.
I don't know what streets.
Walking the inside and outside. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is that right?
Hold on.
Wow.
That's someone else's fault. If someone else, I'm walking with somebody, anybody, and on the right side, and someone walks up to the face, what do you mean? That's your fault for assuming that.
Wow. All right,
That's a good take, though.
Let's
That's
get
good to
Paul. Your turn.
I was just to say, when it's raining or snowing, I will drop if we're going shopping or something, I will drop the person off at the door and then go park the car by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
All
makes
right,
sense. I like
right.
that.
Yeah, they can see, but that's you know, going back to my son said, you know, back in the time of the show, there was no cars. So how do we make these transitions to being polite, being a gentleman? Because what does it mean to be a gentleman? Because back in the day, a gentleman was a title. You know, it was, you know, all these things. You know, even our
Owning land.
Look, I mean, I'm not. I hate to go there, but being, you know, but a lot of that stuff is brought to us from, you know, like social constructs that used to be, because even the title of Mr. and Mrs. MR and this and that was really came from master and mistress.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, those are things that, you know, we got all those things. You know, you got.
I don't own a sword.
Yeah, I'm glad. But you know.
I think it's like, I'm not sure if I can do like the whole like, you know, what has changed, but I guess I want to kind of get to like what feels like a core question, which is like, are we saying like the application? Do we believe it's still applicable? Do we believe it's still necessary? Is there like a
Well, I guess opening the question up to the broader thing, I'm again recognizing the fact that as a tradition, New Year's is coming up. Everyone makes their resolutions, right? But I'm questioning how many of these traditions are necessary to stay around in these modern times.
Are we taking chivalry into the new year? Is kind of the vibe.
A little bit of that, right? Like, and yeah, like, is this one of these, I guess, traditional ways of thinking that should be continuously on? Because mind you, everyone is evolving and accepting the fact that, like, we are all people. We are all kind to our fellow man. We are all allowing ourselves to treat each other equally, right? So in a world where we are saying, yes, in a world where everyone is being treated as equals, should chivalry be something that is so pronounced as a modern moral?
You see, I like the idea of traditions. In fact, we have a tradition here at Various Fields where we're asking all of us to like, share, subscribe, and hit all the buttons. And we want you all to, you know, please comment. Let us know what's going on there. We also have a website now. We're very, very happy to have Mr. Paul Redmond, www.variousfields.com. And you can get in there, write some comments, talk to us a little bit. We're going to have some more stuff on there so we can interact more. And but yeah, you know, so please help us out there, and we're going to be looking for sponsors soon. So if you feel that you have a product or a store or whatever that you're doing that you think would be benefited by being here on the Various Fields YouTube site here.
You should get, like,
You know,
certain products, like maybe a lawnmower or something.
a lawnmower.
For fields.
Fields.
Start there
Mm.
first and work away.
I was still thinking about a compass since day one.
Compass,
You know,
yeah.
compass.
And also, this is my last thing. Look, just put it out there. If in fact, if you're a lady, to help us with, and yes,
You're a lady.
no, really, because we need some. We
Yes,
got
yes.
feminine energy here that we're lacking. And if you want to be a fields reporter, we give our people an opportunity to, do some of their creativity by creating a 5 to no more than 10-minute segment, and we'd love to feature it right here on various fields. But that being said, we're back to the conversation at hand. In reference to the traditions and customs that we've had in this country, particularly, we've carried some of that over from Britain, and a lot of that stuff is connected. So some of those things that we
The only thing I've known from chivalry or like knights and stuff is really just like what is it, men in tights or the
Princess
Holy,
Bride.
Princess Bride, Holy Grail, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I don't know the range of like what I should be taking from
Right.
that. But I will say I think so. Here's a question: are we talking about chivalry in like how we do this in like in a general sense, right? Or are we talking about like with dating? Because there's like categories of chivalry, right? I think in this case, because I would say so, because I think there are certain things that are expected. This way, there are certain things that are expected of men.
Indeed.
And the idea of being gentlemanly and being chivalrous, but also there are like range for it depending on, because there's also, I'm not sure if it's considered chivalrous, but I do know there's also like when you're younger or like the Boy Scout kind of thing, like walking an old lady across the street, right? Or if you have a partner, you're having them hold your arm and things like that, and then you walk. But I'm saying like that's not applied to everybody. Otherwise, just you walk around like, oh, old lady. So there's like, are we talking about like opening doors? I feel like that is applied to everybody. I don't think that's limited to men per se.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm not.
How do you? Okay, so you said yeah like that.
No, I said
how
yeah.
do you feel if a young lady opens up a door?
Oh no, that's fine. But as he was talking,
What is that doing?
because you know what it is. It's changing for me because now I'm of an age where people are opening the door for me, which I still take offense to because I like to believe.
Only I can open up the doors
No,
here.
but because what happens? Because I guess I look older than I think I look.
I feel like people open doors for me too. I think people opening doors is just to me it's a timing thing. I've seen if I'm going to a door, it's a timing
that's right behind you.
I don't know.
Because I honestly get like semi-offended depending how close I am if someone doesn't open a door for me. If it's impractical.
Right.
Like if I'm like right behind you, I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
not paying attention, but I feel like I've seen everybody
Right.
open
No,
doors.
And I have seen some guys enter in before me, and then just because they had the young lady walk in before them, they
Right.
closed the door right after me. I'm just like, I was right here. I wasn't expecting for anyone to hold the door for me.
It's only
At the
one
same
person
time,
that closed the door.
I'm like, if I'm like 2 steps away from you, the door is closed.
No. But you guys are being polite. You see, because I think what's happening is you're trying to make me feel good. But the thing is, I don't. No, really.
Shame.
No.
Shame.
No. I'm saying I don't think you guys getting the same thing I get. So when a guy opens the door for me, they don't say, "Yo, I got you." And I was, why me? Why do you have me? What is it in my presence that getting to a door now requires you to get me?
I'm pretty sure I've got you to just people. I
don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling as I'm getting older, young men particularly, they hold. I've even heard, "I got you, OG." And they'll hold the door. I'm still in the parking lot.
He doesn't like acronyms.
No.
Don't call him OG, please.
I'm in the parking lot walking. Young man is nice. Yeah, I got you, OG, and it's like I'm still a half mile away. Why are you holding the door? I can get this.
I feel like
maybe I'm
I
exaggerating.
feel like you don't have to worry until people start trying to help you cross the street. That's
That's where I draw the line.
See there.
That's right.
You got some time.
That's right.
But-
I will swerve through traffic before someone else will. Bang, bang, get out of the way, Grandpa.
If they're helping you across the street, why are you in a car? Did you get in the car? The logistics. Sorry.
No, I'm crossing the street in the cars. Anyway, the point is, I think I'm experiencing those things as you get older, different types of courtesy. Can I tell you this?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you this, and I get more compliments from younger women now at like the checkout things.
Yeah, like you mean
Well, yeah, because
they might go, yeah, the grocery store.
at the grocery store, supermarket.
Check out.
So you know,
Check out this.
It's like I feel like you register. I feel like you wouldn't get more companies just stand out of line and says, check me out.
Sorry. No, when you're in the lane and this and the other, you know, I think young women now they feel I'm no threat. So they go, okay, sweetie, you got that? You need sweetie, sweetheart, sweetie. All right, dear, or sweetie. When I was a young man, I would never do that because that would be like, so like, oh, they opened the door up to a conversation.
That might
But
make
now,
sense.
so it's like so I don't like getting the sweeties and the dears anymore because I feel insulted. It's like, "Well, you need any help, dear? You need help? No, I can carry my own bags.
I love that stuff.
That's right.
Be kind, just bubble gum, sweetie, you.
So I don't like people being polite, young ladies, to me. Because I'm insulted.
Have a good day.
No,
Don't slam the
I
door.
don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're kind of patting me on the head, like,
I feel
oh.
like that's a different thing.
That's
That's all.
Hold
That
on.
could be a me thing. That could be a me thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of, you see, here's the other thing. I do believe that there are still some gender roles because I promise you, I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm going to give you guys, you love someone, right?
Yeah.
And they're in your life and you're caring for them and you show, and now you're thinking about spending your life with them. And you're thinking about, I would like to get into a marriage. And you say, it doesn't matter what I present because the representation of my love can be done by virtue of me giving them a stone. This is my stone of love. So you pick up a rock and say, here's a rock I found on the street and it
works well for
represents my...
penguins.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if you don't show up with a diamond, and you're not proposing, there's people going to speak poorly of you.
Going back to that question then, is chivalry dead? Can women take the knee?
Whoa.
Take the knee.
He's talking about propose.
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
You're funny.
I'm sorry.
No, but like
Okay.
that's one of those other principles, is it not?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But go
So
on.
here's my thing. I think I will say this. There are to me. I think they're all close to each other, but they're different topics. There's chivalry, and then there's gender roles, and then there's like societal expectations and roles.
Yes.
But I do think that's one of those things, especially as we get closer, to I think that not just equality, but like with equality, I think, because I think also not equality is thrown around, but there's like a thing of like equality is something that everybody wants, and we know it's all good, we know it's freedom, but I have to remind people why equality is good, and I think equality is like we want everybody to be able to do what you want. Independence is good, freedom is good. I don't need to feel unencumbered, and that's also by societal rules. The idea is like as long as no one's hurting anyone else, everyone should be able to do their own thing, and then through you being the best version of yourself and your most authentic self, and that will hopefully make society better. We're starting there and working like that. What I'm trying to say is like, I think there will be a lot of people who judge you for picking up a rock and then proposing to your partner, or
like a
vice
literal
versa.
rock.
Huh?
Like
an
a
actual
literal
rock.
rock.
Yeah.
A little rock, just a rock.
Just
Right, exactly.
a stone, a
A
pebble.
stone, a pebble. Here, baby.
Gravel, if you will.
It's not just a rock.
If you,
a boulder.
I promise you, if you give gravel, you'll be groveling later. You know? Like, oh, please, I made a mistake.
But
No,
like,
go.
if we like, I understand like that will probably be frowned upon, or like you're saying, vice versa. If women were to take the knee, if women were to propose, I think in some cases that would be frowned upon. But I do think that's more of a societal thing than like a general. But I really do think when it comes to at least your partner or partners, that's an individual decision. You know? And I think there are expectations. Because,
There you go.
Yeah,
there
there
are
expectations.
expectations.
Oh,
yeah.
but I'm saying I think those are expectations of societal roles. So like, I'm not. Let's do it this way. There's. Where are we going with this? This is tough. There's a community called furries, right?
Where are we going?
Where are we going with
Where
this?
are we going with this?
Okay, we're going for the ride. Go
What I'm
ahead.
trying to say is, if with my partner, if I showed up in like a Mickey Mouse costume and proposed to them, probably a bad idea.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Hilarious. Objectively
Hilarious.
funny, but a bad idea.
Objectively funny.
Objectively hilarious,
Yeah.
but a bad idea, and probably, wouldn't have good results after.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, let's
But-
avoid that. Go on.
But if you have someone, I'm just mentioning because I'm thinking of something that is considered odd, right? But if you're a part of the furry community and that's something you guys both love, and like there are people who will propose like as a furry in full costume to their other partners, and that will be odd because it's like that's what they want. That is,
Right.
And I'm saying I think that applies to the situation in general
Right.
of like the expectations, at least when it comes to your partnerships and the person you know. I think a lot of those roles, as long as it's discussed, and those expectations, as long as they're discussed, are kind of out the window, and you see that. But the reason I'm mentioning it in terms of like a chivalry thing, it's very hard to be like is this applicable to society still? When I feel like a lot of people are fighting for, there's a lot of change, as we see a lot of changes.
Right.
I think a lot of the push is for like, hey, we all want to be able to do what we want. I'm not saying to not do it, as much as I'm saying I don't think anyone should feel as pressured outside of being aware of their being aware of their own environment and being aware of their own community, being aware of their own people.
I very much
You know what
like
I mean?
the take that you had, like basically depending on
Furries.
no,
No, not the furries. No.
irrelevant, but not real. Okay, any which way.
Sorry.
All I'm saying is like, particularly when it comes down to relationships, I think it really just matters between you and your partner
Right.
what you do and what you consider a tradition, or at least because you're building up basically a foundation of where your life is going from that
Yeah.
point between you and another individual.
Yeah.
So traditions start there.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and like whether or not you guys decide to wear flannel every single Christmas, it may not be something that you and your family did previously, right? But it might be something that the missus really enjoy, right? It's like every single year I want to buy you a new flannel PJ or a flannel T-shirt or something like that, and that's going to be our annual holiday tradition.
I really do like that. I do
You know what
like
I mean?
furries and Mickey Mouse is like my out of pocket. Like you did flannel. I just you're like, if someone wanted to do flannel, no.
Mickey Mouse is also universal, but at the same time,
It's
No, it's not Disney. It's Disney. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom. There we go.
Big
Disney. Very good.
Right, but flannel is more like I think flannel is a little more understood.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You see, I personally think you guys are conflating two things. You're talking about the proposal,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about the diamond. I don't care. My thing. You see, I'm saying to you, indeed, when you're with someone, you know what they like and what they
Right.
don't like,
Right.
and there's this and that. So yeah, there are some people that will propose and they say they're going to skydive and make the proposal while they're skydiving.
right.
But that guy's giving a diamond. They may propose underwater, but that guy is giving a diamond. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying somehow or another in society, the diamond is how you propose, and it's from man towards a woman. Generally,
Generally,
no,
like,
but
to be fair, I gave my wife a birthstone, right, and she loved it. Mind you, it was like encrusted around with diamonds.
there you go. I don't care.
But the cornerstone of that ring was the birthstone.
That's fine.
I felt like that was more of a subtle flex. I get a birthstone. Mind you, there are diamonds all around
it.
thing. Mad diamonds. Diamonds on the left, diamonds on the right. Bling, blinging. But mainly the birthstone.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, take it from an old man. Listen, any gentleman out there that's thinking about proposing, and you're listening, and says, "Yeah, I don't know what to do." And I understand financial ties, but consider somehow. Now, I don't care how big the diamond is, this and the other, but the diamond has, unfortunately, become a part of the tradition and custom of society. That I don't know if it's changing. Maybe it is. Maybe our people
Do you
now.
prefer Kay or Jared?
Neither one. I mean, it's very expensive but that's what I'm saying. I think those
You
gender
should
roles.
want the
Okay, all right. Diamonds aside.
Yeah.
All right. You get married,
Alright.
right?
Mhm.
All right. It snows.
Oh no.
It's not in the
okay.
house. I'm saying like it
Yeah.
snows outside.
Yeah.
Who shovels?
I am already married.
You're
No, and mind you, I gotta tell you, not me on my wedding night.
not on your wedding night.
I was confused. I was very
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm talking about being married at
Gotcha.
the wedding night.
So you said I got married. Okay.
I would have said,
I'm with you.
oh my god. All right.
No, you're right. What I'm saying.
Is that what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I would shut.
But that's how you were raised. You guys
That's
were raised.
what I'm
That's
saying.
right. But what I'm saying is, what about you guys? I mean, it snows outside. There you go. Paul's got his hand up. Paul's got his hand. Nels.
No, who's home?
It depends on who's home.
It's true.
You're gonna be in some trouble, man.
It depends on who's home. It depends on their living situation.
That's I
All
do.
types of purposes.
Huh. I don't know, guys.
But I'm saying you're talking about tradition. You're talking about things that have been consistently and are
Yeah.
better. And you're like, what I'm trying to say is like, because also the idea of I am married and all that stuff, but it does depend. Like
You
Trey
have
was
an
saying,
18-year-old in the home.
that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
That's true. Actually, I should have done that. You've been married and we shovel a lot.
Y'all didn't shovel as much as y'all thought y'all did.
You don't even get shoveling credit.
Y'all shoveled, but y'all. I remember when these guys were little and we were first starting.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all threw more snowballs and had more fun than the shoveling job. But anyway, listen. But
The snow got out the way.
But listen, indeed,
You're being creative.
they were very fine young men helping me shoot. So, anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is the expectations. And I'm telling you guys, maybe if there's any gentleman right here, and if you think you're gonna get up one morning and it snows and I'm gonna change my mind. We're gonna share this job. That's an argument ready to happen. I am sorry.
But I'm actually gonna. I'm not gonna disagree to that, but I'm gonna say there's nuance to that because I think that's if you are married and that type of thing, and that's the expectation of the years that you've been married, all that stuff, and then you suddenly decide to change that. I feel like that's a argument waiting to happen regardless.
That's true.
Rather than being like, oh, because like the thing of the marriage or whatever the case is the gender role, but like if you're a couple and you're already playing into gender roles and you're only playing into gender roles, that's because there's societal roles, and then there's like a lot of like a bleeding effect per se. There's like a spreading down. So it makes sense that as the man you have these expectations because your partner had these expectations and they're probably taught those expectations.
Right.
So like it makes no sense for you to try to change it now. That's 20, 40 years of like I was going to shovel the snow. But I'm saying if you happen to be an individual couple, that's like, well, let me rephrase it. If your wife is like, I want to shovel, you shouldn't be like, no, don't you dare.
No. If the wife wants to shovel after you are shocked, then
Where I live, I see a lot of women cutting grass as well.
Cutting grass?
Okay.
Just
lawn?
I've seen lawn.
Yeah, take care of the ground.
Okay, all right,
I see
okay.
that.
So maybe things are changing. Listen, again,
Maybe
listen. I'm a guy born in '63. I have a lot of thoughts and stuff that may be outdated. And this is the reason for various fields. It's not just for you guys. It's to help me too, because these young guys have got to. But I'm telling you, if you're a guy out there and you're in a relationship, it's like things like you go shopping,
Right.
okay, and there are 4 bags.
Right.
You
Two
take
of
up
them-
all 4 bags.
That's a good point. The 2 bags are light, and 2 bags are heavy.
Is this a math problem?
No,
Johnny had 2 bags. I'm sorry.
no. But the 2 heavy. So are you? If you took the 2 light bags, would you? I mean, would you leave the 2 heavy bags for the lady to take?
Do I have to show my work?
No, you don't have to.
No, I
Come
get you.
on.
I get you. I'm sorry. Yes, I take the
No.
2. But I think.
But why?
Because I was raised that way.
Yeah, I know that's true.
But here's.
I was born this way.
So it's not pushback. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying I think those. If I'm with my partner, and that's already established. And
Right.
The expectations come from the gender roles, and that means you would have been performing this since we're dating, not just since marriage.
That's
You know?
true.
So, but when
If your wife was a bodybuilder and you were not,
Nah.
it's still. I think it's just because I don't think capability has anything to do with it. It just depends on preference.
But
it has nothing to do with capability.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's just about the expectation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like I said, I presented the option because I already knew the answer of how we would take it.
Right.
Right.
But again, you're talking about the individual relationship.
Yeah.
Right. So they might have a young lady that's able to lift all 4 bags and the husband at the same time.
Right.
I don't know.
So, but
If your wife is a bodybuilder, good job. Good job, man.
I'm still thinking that no matter what the situation is, the man is still expected to take the heavier bags.
Here's where
Even if your wife is a bodybuilder.
Here's where I lie, and I guess on a case of like what we're getting like general chivalry, and then also if we're putting in the idea of like gender roles and male domain and things like this.
Mhm.
I think because we're talking about patriarchy and talking about like, I feel like it comes down to a certain level of safety, right? Because first off, there's that whole debate that was like if you see a man in the woods or a bear or something like that. I'm not bringing that back up. I just but The main thing is like this. I know it is more likely, highly more likely, that if you're a woman walking alone at night, that there's more dangers for you.
Is it?
Yes. No, I didn't know that was a
No,
reveal.
no.
I didn't know that
no,
was.
I just, okay.
I didn't know that was new
No,
information.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just interested that in your generation that is
It's statistical.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
Okay.
statistical.
All right.
Because you have to. That was now we're bringing down more from time. So patriarchy. There's a lot of. Unfortunately, we live in a society that sets up that women preyed upon. So preyed upon is true, but very dramatic, and I'm not the word.
No. It's true.
Right?
It's true.
And it is, and there are. I want to say there are more insidious ways. I'm never just saying evil. There's like. It's, for instance, this is the same thing why it's not polite to catcall women. Is the same reason why it's not safe for them to walk at night. It doesn't have to be like people are. You don't have to be like the same like criminality, like somebody staying in the thing. But it's like if someone is alone, if they're more susceptible, whatever the case is, more likely men are going to approach women because they're whatever the intentions are, usually bad. Whatever the intentions are, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to approach this woman. Because even if I want to go on a date with you, even if it's like it's the idea in the man's head to be kind or to not be kind, to be unoffensive, they're going to approach a woman because they come and want something out of it. And it's less likely to happen to men because you're like, I'm not going to try to ask a man on a date. I know we're losing the thing. Let me get to the point.
No. Go on.
But what I'm trying to say is where the gender roles thing falls to me is that to me there's a slight more responsibility on men just statistically that you should walk with your partner, you should walk with your friend, whoever the case is, if you're a woman, so they're not alone at night, because just it makes more sense. They would be less likely to be approached, and that's like a statistical thing to me. That's not like it's unnecessary, because like if we're doing the same logic, and like we're doing the whole like the woman's on the inside of the street versus the outside of the street. If a car's coming up to you and you're a man and you're on the right side of the street, that's just bad luck. That's not statistics. That's just you got hit by a car. I'm sorry about that. No, it's not more likely to happen, but it is just statistically more likely to happen that women would approach, kind of no matter what, but also at night it's more unsafe for them. So if you're walking, if you see a woman, if you're a woman that you know that you're close with is going to be walking somewhere at home at night, you should go with them. That to me falls into gentlemanliness and chivalry, but it's also more like just be aware of like certain things that can apply to you more generally that haven't changed yet. When we're talking about like, marriage and stuff, that's societal and like you can change that if you want to.
But you see, I think this. But you see, I guess when we talk about chivalry, we're talking about society. What society holds on? Because I don't think society will ever change until they get rid of ladies' night. You know, because I think ladies' night still exists. Am I correct? Someone?
No idea.
You gotta land this plane. No, seriously.
You know what's unequal? Ladies' night.
No, it is. But follow me. Listen, honestly, I don't go out anymore. But does ladies' night still exist in clubs and bars?
Yes.
Go ahead.
They tried that in Vegas with men for a men's situation.
Right.
The club got closed down.
In other words, they had men's night,
And the club
and the clothes got closed. See what I'm telling you? Go ahead.
I'm
It's
lost.
not attractive.
What, the men's night or the ladies'
Men's
night?
night is not attractive to men.
So would you-
Men don't go to the club for men.
I know, but I think depends on the club you're going to.
So-
But I'm saying to you, you know,
However, on a wider scale, reason why we have
right,
people, offsprings and stuff like that.
Right.
Men go to clubs for women
right. I got you.
primarily, so that's the attraction
Yeah, so people
of
can
why
date.
they have the ladies' night.
I got it. But
So
what
are
I'm
you
saying
trying
is, but
to
that's
get rid of ladies' night? What's
no.
going
I'm
on?
saying that ladies' night, in and of itself, is seeped in the idea of a patriarchal society. If ladies are there attractive, you know, they're gonna get half off.
No, we spend the money.
We spend the money, but don't they?
They're not expecting their chivalry.
But
Yeah.
We
right.
buy the drink.
But that's what I'm saying. Aren't there drinks free oftentimes, or like when the ladies go in for free? Something happens.
Something half off.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
free
go.
Free before
Discounts.
11.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying that to me is the mark of a society that says, you know, we are delighted by the presence of a woman, so therefore men will come in and pay and this and the other because women are there. I get it. But what I'm saying, if they got rid of that, then it would just be people are going in.
I think that's just marketing.
They
I understand what you're
rid
saying.
of it and the club
Yeah.
closed down.
I
In
understand.
Vegas, I read a whole article on something in reference to that.
Right. And I'm not trying to get rid of ladies' night, but I'm just saying I think that's all a part of.
Yeah.
I definitely understand where you're coming from,
Right.
right? But I think if there was ever a guys' night, I think that's what Dave and Buster's would like do. You know what I mean?
No, I
You
get
know,
it. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think guys would ever go guys' night at a club. I think
okay.
it would be definitely like a gaming activity.
I'm gonna argue. Well,
We got a few minutes left.
But I think there already are guys' nights per se, because
Yeah.
there are already like there's what is it? Not gentleman club. That's something else. But there are
Yeah.
the cigar lounges, or something. Like that.
Cigar lounge.
Cigar lounges. There are spaces that aren't necessarily clubs, but they're spaces that are like, hey, this is mainly for men, and people do show up to that.
Oh, like from time to time, you might have like those country club
Atmospheres. That kind of thing is like, oh, we're gentlemen, we don't smoke cigars. Like there are spaces for that,
Right.
but because there's association clubs, especially in the modern colloquial how we use it now, like clubs are usually to attract. If you're single, you're trying to go on dates. That's what it's built for.
Right.
So it makes sense that you're trying to mix and mingle. I don't think ladies' nights is necessarily the fault of patriarchy as much as patriarchy breeds ladies' nights. Breeds was a weird word. That
Wow.
sense. Well, it's patriarchy makes ladies' night. We're in a patriarchal system, so those systems are built under that system. If that makes
Right, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, but I don't think
I don't think it's necessarily incumbent because of the system. I think regardless of whatever system was built beforehand, ladies' night would have still happened.
I mean, it's again, it's
But
a
how,
market.
how are you going to tell that? Though?
No, I'm saying
I
this. We're getting.
Okay. Listen. I'm saying because even the concept of a cigar, even now, women smoking cigars is like she's doing that now because the cigar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at one point in
that's true.
time,
But that's because people.
I'm saying at one point in time, a woman smoking a cigar was kind of that's pretty unusual.
I don't see anybody smoke cigars that much.
The point I'm trying to make, cigars was more of a masculine thing at one point in time, but things are changing. Any guys my age, please. Even tattoos. It used to be men only got tattoos. It used to be a thing. I'm not getting you because if you were, I'm just saying chivalry and patriarchy. It's all.
There's a lot of things to be
Are
nostalgic
any old guys watching this show?
Probably.
Thank you.
There's a lot of things to be nostalgic for. There are times when I wake up in the morning and reminisce on the times when there were simpler times, when
Right.
birds used to sound like car alarms. They don't do that anymore.
What?
All right. There were times when there were one point in time when you wake up like on a school day and you have like a Mockingjay family somewhere outside, right? Or maybe like because the Mockingjay picked it up, all the other birds in the area would have also picked it up. Like that one alarm that would have been hit at 4:45 in the morning, right? Woo woo woo, woo,
And the bird
and the bird would repeat that. Like I've actually woke up this morning and I'm like,
Really?
yeah. You've never heard a bird do
I've
that?
never heard of a bird repeat a car alarm.
Really? Wow. Okay, never mind. Okay, maybe I have memories of birds sounding like car alarms.
I think there's a small miscommunication because I don't think Trey is saying the bird sounds like a Honda Civic.
But I'm saying the imitation of the
Really?
chirp and the warblers.
Birds do that.
They
Guys,
do
we
that.
gotta get back to show.
Yeah, we gotta go. Okay, let's
I
go.
was
We're
trying-
all over the
First and foremost, I was trying to close it out. But
Okay, go ahead, close it,
no,
go ahead,
it's fine.
birds.
It's fine. No, I was saying there's things that change over time, and chivalry is just one of those things I've always been kind of like reinvited in my mind as to whether or not it is a relevant practice as a whole concept. Mind you, consideration for your fellow man is. It should be abundant. It is a common practice. Everyone should respect one another, naturally, right? But I feel as if, in terms of whether or not the question chivalry is dead or not, it shouldn't just pertain to opening up doors or sliding chairs for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the only time you ever really hear it.
Here's my closing thing. I think it's men, especially now, because I feel like it's happening less now, people being more emboldened. Men should listen to women more.
Indeed.
Men should surround themselves with women more as platonic partners, or whatever, but just as platonic partners, people you listen to, people you respect. Men should respect women. And if more men do that, more men know how to treat women, because it's not men telling men how to treat women, it's women telling men how to treat women.
I like that.
And then more men will do what will be respectful of women. That's all this really is. Men should be respectful of women, and if more people are genuinely respectful of women, I think, regardless if it's like Knights of the Round Table chivalry or new modern hip chivalry, we'd be all nice.
All right, well, listen, I'm going to just end it this way. If you're going to get ready to get married and you're going to have an engagement, you better get a diamond. And also, I'm sorry. I'm only teasing somewhat. But also, I choose to be a gentleman. I want to be a gentleman. I want to have some chivalry in my life. But I want to say thank you all. I hope this conversation was, I thought it was interesting.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great. You know, and I hope you come on back next week where we'll have another exciting topic. We're in an hour format now, and we've got nice, surprising things that's going to happen here at the various fields. So thank you for being here, and we really appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Next time on various fields,
I love you guys.
Stoicism still lives
Oh,
in a time
Lord.
of psychological.
We got to love you guys. See you later.
K Jeweler, sponsor us.
See you later.
Ba-da-da-da.